Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test of the 2021 Yukon Denali diesel. We're going to head out on the highway and do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour to get a realistic highway cruising average for this big SUV. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a quick look at it. The top dog of the Yukon lineup, not only is this the Denali, but it's the ultimate Denali. It's about $82,000 for this beast, and rocking the 3-liter Duramax diesel. This powertrain is a sweetheart, probably one of my favorite diesels on the market, and I like the Yukon a lot as well. It seems to be kind of a Goldilocks of the new T1 SUVs. If you want to see more on the Yukon Denali, we've got a sound system test of the Bose audio system as well as a driving review. Check those out in the description. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's highway fuel economy test, which gives this Yukon 26 miles per gallon, that test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know there are people who like to take their vehicles on long road trips and would like to know what sort of numbers they can realistically expect on the highway. In order to do that, we're going to head over to the gas station, fill up, go out and do 100 miles on the highway, come back, fill up at the same pump using the same 3-click fueling method, and get a result. A few things to note for today. Outside temperature is 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Might warm up a little bit as the day goes on. Tire pressures have been set to their door placard 36 psi cold. And we're going to run the climate control at 73 degrees auto. Now yes, this might use the air conditioning, but people got to be comfortable when they travel, and that's just how we do this test. This is actually the first diesel we've tested, so we're going to have to use a different pump than usual. Pump number 2. Alright, interesting shifter in the Yukon. Press that button, get out, let's fill it up. Interestingly, diesel is significantly cheaper than all gasoline right now. $2.60 per gallon for the diesel, $2.90 for regular fuel. So, I'm pretty happy to have the diesel model. That's not always the case with diesel, it just fluctuates less than gasoline. 6.592 gallons going in. Before we actually start the car, we're going to reset our trip computer. And we're ready to begin. There are a few different drive modes in the Yukon. We've got, normal, sport, off-road, and tow haul. So no eco mode, but we're going to run the test in normal. We're going to head nice and easy over to the highway, about half a mile, pick up the test from there. The goal of this test isn't to hypermile, but rather to drive as one would, nice and easy on a road trip. So in order to do that, we're getting up to highway speed, nice and easy. We set our cruise control at a GPS indicated 72 miles per hour. Now, unfortunately, for some reason, my GPS is not working. So we're going to start with 72 on the dash. And then hopefully the GPS kicks in soon. Phone might need a little restart or something. And then we can verify our speed. Other than that, the Yukon seems to be a perfectly comfortable highway cruiser. We're going to continue on with our test, catch up with you at the end, and in the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the Yukon diesel, fairly impressive numbers. We got 27.6 miles per gallon on the dash. That would round up to 2 miles per gallon better than EPA. Now, I was expecting to beat the EPA average, especially because diesel cars tend to do quite well at higher speeds compared to slowing down, speeding up, that sort of deal. On the flip side, this is a pretty large SUV, so the air resistance is going to go up exponentially. Therefore, larger vehicles often do worse at highway speeds than on the EPA test. But I think the diesel is going to kind of overrule that, and if the dash is to be believed, that will be the case. Fairly easy drive as well. Seats moderate for comfort, a little bit more wind noise than I expected, but we do have a pretty aggressive crosswind. We measured 72 decibels on our phone in both directions. We're gonna head nice and easy back to the gas station now, fill up at the same pump using the same fueling method, get that result. There we go, 27.9 on the dash coming into the pump. Let's fill it up. 3.636 going in. 102.2 divided by 3.636 is giving us 28.1 miles per gallon. There we are, just like the car's readout, coming in at 28. And we know there is a 26-gallon fuel tank in the Denali diesel, so 26 times 28 is giving us 720 miles of cruising range at 70 miles per hour here in the Yukon diesel. Now that is impressive, and I think that's even more reason to pony up to get the diesel. You can get the 5.3 liter in the lower trims of the Yukon and the 6.2 with the Denali. The diesel is actually cheaper than getting the 6.2 liter gas motor in the Denali model, so I do not see why you would spend more to get an engine that makes the same amount of torque. Yeah, it makes more power than the diesel, but for daily driving, the diesel is smooth, it's quiet, and it gets so much better fuel economy. Highly, highly recommend this. So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the Yukon, check the links in the description. You can also see the links to our Cadillac Escalade fuel economy test with the 6.2 liter gas motor. See how much worse that one did. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.